Have you ever had a Parkinson symptom that nobody prepared you for? I remember reaching for my coffee one morning and realizing that my hand was ice cold while the rest of me felt fine. Well, today we're talking about the strange Parkinson symptoms that you won't find in any textbook. And stick around to the end because one of them completely changed how I manage my day to day.
Welcome to Living with Parkinson's. The good, the bad, and the reality. Real talk, real life, real community with Bryce Perry. Let's begin.
Hey, friends, welcome back. It's always good to have you here. And if we haven't met yet, I'm Bryce, and this is where we talk real life Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and everything in between. I've been living with it for over 15 years now. So what you hear here is straight from the trenches, the things that I wish someone had told me and the tips that might just make your day a little bit easier. But before we jump in, if you've experienced any strange Parkinson's symptoms yourself, let me know in the comments. Your experience might help somebody else realize that they're not alone in this. So today's program is the hidden Parkinson's symptoms that aren't in any textbook. So let's dive right into it. So the first one showed up for me within the first few years of my diagnosis. Temperature changes in my limbs. You just heard about my coffee mug story, the one of the first times I realized that Parkinson's was messing with my body temperature, and my left hand felt like it had been in a freezer while the rest was perfectly warm. At first I thought maybe Carmen had secretly cranked up the AC just on my side of the bed as a joke, but it turns out, nope, it's my nervous system being, well, nervous. So if you've experienced this, try light compression gloves or warming packs. It's not a cure, but at least you'll feel more like a human again and less like a side of frozen beef. Have you had this happen? Drop a yes in the comments so that I know that I'm not alone on this one. That one caught me off guard early on, but the next one didn't show up until about 8 years in. I was in the middle of reading an email and the text started to go blurry and double. And I thought maybe I'd accidentally clicked on one of those settings that makes your screen easier to read for seniors. Sorry, nope, just my eyes deciding to unionize. Now, if this happens, you need to let your neurologist know, okay? Sometimes an eye doctor can tweak your glasses, your prescription, or he can recommend simple exercises. And if you're like me, maybe avoid sending that important email until things stop looking like a magic eye poster. Now, if that one surprised you, this next one is something that I didn't even know was connected to Parkinson's until it happened to me personally. Around 10 years in, Carmen started asking me to speak up all the time. I'd answer her again, thinking that I was speaking louder, and she'd still say it sounded exactly the same. So I'd go even louder. I feel in my mind, I was almost like yelling. I was yelling at her. And she's like, no, it's still the exact same sound. And it was so confusing to me. And that's when it hit me. What I thought was loud wasn't loud at all to anyone else. Parkinson's was affecting the muscles that control my voice, and I had no clue whatsoever. So what did I do? I ended up starting speech therapy, the Lee Silverman voice treatment, also known as the LSVT Loud. And oh my gosh, did it make a massive difference in my life. It literally increased my decibels and it made my voice stronger. Now, listen, it took work, right? It takes a lot of work. But now I think I actually sound like I think I sound. You know what I mean? And so that's the one thing I wish I would have done that a lot sooner, because I don't want to wait until I'm there. You know what I mean? I want to be ahead of these things. And so with speech therapy and those muscles that you need to work, you need to continually work them. This is, to me, filming these podcasts and doing everything that I'm doing with speaking is actually muscle work for me. It's actually helping me. This was actually one of the things, like when when I started filming these podcasts and recording podcasts and whatnot about my Parkinson's journey. And I don't know if you know this or not, but it was just early 2025, like in January 2025 that I started. So yeah, we've grown rather quickly and I'm so appreciative of that. But part of it was trying to find something that I was going to do, when I retired and into retirement, that was going to keep these muscles strong and keep the memory part of it going. So it was kind of like therapy for me. right? And so I'm a big advocate of speech therapy. If you haven't taken speech therapy, look into it. Look into it now. Don't wait until it starts getting lower and lower. And if somebody around you has been noticing that you're talking lower, this is the best thing I can do. And, the best thing you can do. And you know what else? It helps with swallowing. It helps with a lot of things. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend you look into something in your area or online. Anyway, and hey, if you like this kind of real life Parkinson talk, well, consider hitting subscribe. We do new releases 3 times a week, right? Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and we do it live on Sundays with my buddy Brian. And I'd love for you to be part of the conversation. So hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you always know when we have something new coming out. So we have things coming out a lot. And by the way, everything we're talking about today is from Parkinson's itself. It's not from medication side effects. Okay. I want to be really clear about that. These are the things that you won't find in the pamphlet, right? But they can hit you just as hard. And remember, we're still heading towards that one that I mentioned at the start that completely changed how I manage my day. So make sure you stay tuned to that. So here's the next one. This next one started showing up for me just a few years ago, and that is drooling. Yep, drooling. I've been mid-conversation and suddenly realized that I've got a little Niagara Falls situation happening. It's not that you're producing more saliva. It's Parkinson's just slows the swallow reflex. Okay, so some of the things that you can do to help that are some sugar-free gum, or a mint can help remind your muscles to swallow. And if it's persistent, then make sure, again, you talk to your neurologist about treatment options. And here's a little bonus. At least gum makes you look like you're thinking deeply instead of just leaking. Think about that. And if you want to talk about things like this without the whole world watching in the comments, that's exactly what we do in my inner circle community. It's private, it's real, and it's a safe place to connect. The link's in the description if you want more information about it. And I'd love to have you come over there. We go deep, we go hard. It's a 24/7 community where you can post and interact with people just like you. From the newly diagnosed to people that have been living with it for 15, 20 years, and for care partners as well. Okay, so that last one was awkward, right? But this next one, this is the one I told you about in the beginning, the one that completely changed how I manage my day. Okay, picture this. I'm in the middle of a presentation. I'm talking away. I'm feeling pretty good. When suddenly, out of nowhere, I feel this like sharp twisting pain on the side of my body. Okay. So at first I try to keep going. I'm thinking, okay, you know what? This is going to pass, but it doesn't. It actually gets worse. I have to stop mid-sentence. I have to grip the podium, and I can see people in the front row exchanging that look, like, do we clap? Do we call somebody? What's going on here? And here's the kicker. It wasn't a heart issue. It wasn't that I pulled a muscle. It was a cramp. Full on, lock you in place, nothing you can do about it, muscle cramp. It locked so tight that I thought I needed a crowbar or maybe an exorcist. That moment changed everything for me. It was unbelievable. And so now I schedule stretch breaks into my day, kind of like clockwork, like alarms on my phone, non-negotiable. And if I'm in a meeting, I'll step out for 2 minutes to move. It's one of the simplest changes that I've made, but it has had one of the biggest impacts on how I manage my Parkinson's. Okay, before I share my Bryce-ism of the day, I want to know, what's the strangest Parkinson symptom that you've experienced? Drop it in the comments because you might help somebody else realize that they're not alone in how they're feeling as well. Okay, here is your Bryce-ism. With Parkinson's, the symptoms you don't expect can sometimes change you the most. Not because they're the worst, but because they remind you just how unpredictable this disease really is. Well, there you go. If this episode helped you, please give it a like and share it with somebody else living with Parkinson's, and hit subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And if you're looking for a real private community where you can talk about things like this 24/7 with people just like you, whether you're newly diagnosed, whether you've been in this journey for a while or a long time like me with 15 years, or you're a care partner, check out the Inner Circle, right? It's private. It's awesome. The link's in the description. And thanks for watching. And remember, whatever you do, just keep doing life and keep doing it today.
Parkinson's may be part of your life, but it doesn't get to define it. Thanks for listening to Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. If this episode moved you, helped you, or reminded you you're not alone, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Want to go deeper? The Inner Circle is waiting. Monthly Zoom calls, 24/7 community, and a direct line to Bryce. You'll find the link in the show notes. Until next time, keep showing up and keep doing life today. Parkinson's may be part of your life, but it doesn't get to define it. Thanks for listening to Living with Parkinsons, the good, the bad, and the reality. If this episode moved you, helped you, or reminded you you're not alone, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Want to go deeper? The Inner Circle is waiting. Monthly Zoom calls, 24/7 community, and a direct line to Bryce. You'll find the link in the show notes. Until next time, keep showing up and keep doing life today.